Good evening. Hey, this is Dr. Tracy Gibbs joining you in the lab tonight. Actually, kind of my home lab. Most of my lab equipment is at my office, but either way, I'm happy to be with you here tonight. We are going to be covering a very close and personal topic to me tonight. You know, many people ask me, why do you formulate products? Why do you do what you do? What motivated you to get started? And, you know, there's only a couple of answers I have for that. Number one, I do love to do it. It really is like my passion, and I really feel that it's my calling in life. Everybody's given gifts and talents, and I think when they discover what those are and exercise that talent, that you find joy in life. And I find joy in doing what I do. But each and every formula that I've done in the past, like I can remember. And the reason why I can remember that is because they are kind of like my babies. They're like children. Each one's unique and each one's different. And you can't really say that you have a favorite, just like children. Even though you kind of do have favorites. And I think if there's parents out there listening, I think you all kind of understand that. There's always one of those kids that just touches your heart more than another. Although you really don't. I mean, you love them all. You just love them for different reasons. But the reason why tonight's topic is going to be so special to me is because, especially with the product and the formula I'm going to be talking about, it is a very special product, and it's a product that fulfilled a special need for me and my family in particular. And so before we get into that, you know, wrapping up why I do what I do, it is simply because I love it. I love formulating. I love creating products. I love seeing the things that I think in my head and the ingredients that I find as I'm out traveling come to life in the form of a finished packaged product that people can then use. And the most fulfilling and rewarding part of my job is to hear from the end users like you guys, people using the products and seeing the change that it can have in your life. And in regards to that note, I told you last week that I would talk and share with you people's testimonies who had taken the challenge that I gave last week about finding one of those 5 topics that I spoke about and incorporating that into their lives. And many of you might have misunderstood that challenge, because most of the people responded by saying, oh, I did all 5 of the challenges. You know, every single day I drank more water and I ate until I was satisfied and I went for a 45-minute walk. And they did all of the things that I talked about instead of just picking one, which is great. I mean, all 5 of those is what we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. But a lot of you said, oh, it was so hard to do all 5. But I didn't ask everyone to do all 5. I asked you to pick one and then do that one faithfully and then report to me what changes you've had. But, you know, for the most part, and I don't know if I have permission to use names or not, so I guess I just won't use names. But when I say for the most part, every single person stated that they felt either an increase in energy, they felt better about themselves. So that would be, I guess they felt better, they had a better mood maybe, or they had more self-esteem. That's probably a better word for what they experienced. Slept better was also, which is funny, a good night's sleep is one of the things that I asked everyone to get, you know, to go to bed early, wake up early and things like that. But I think that by the walking and by the not eating until you're full, or excuse me, did I say not walking? I mean, by walking 45 minutes a day and not eating until you're full, but eating until you're satisfied, I think that helps people get a good night's sleep. And also drinking plenty of water too. because that delivers nutrients and everything to your brain when you have healthy plasma and you avoid that blood sludge that I talked about last week. So everyone that chimed in had a positive experience. But it does seem like the majority of the people were trying to do all 5 things. And that's great. Do that if you want to do that and if you can do that. But for this week, go back and watch that live from last week. And if you have difficulty, just pick one thing that you're not already doing. If water's your issue, drink half your body weight in water every day as a minimum. Try that. If staying up too late at night and not getting enough sleep is your issue, then try the sleep. Try getting a good night's sleep and see if that works for you or helps improve something in your life. Because I know it will. And that's why I did that challenge and asked people to report back to me because I knew that they would experience a change and a difference in their life. Now, so let's talk about, let's get into tonight's topic. Again, a topic that's very special for me, and this particular product, which I'm going to be talking about tonight, the One by LifeWise, filled a specific need that my family was lacking. Now, as a dietary supplement formulator, and for my entire career, and the fact that a lot of my formulas are like my babies, I tend to want to use a lot of supplements. But I reached a stage early on in my career. This was clear back in 1994. In 1994, I formulated my first 5 products. By 96, I had about 16 or 17 products that I had finished and had completed and was taking all of them. And by 1997, I already had over 100 formulas that I had developed with my research and development company at the time, which was called, at the time, Health Education Corporation. It morphed into another company called Nutrinomics that we changed the name in 2001. But in 1996, having over 100 products, it was impossible for me to take all of them. And I started to see that more didn't help. More wasn't better. And I got with some of my employees at the time and I talked to them about, hey, we've got to come up with some means or some system to let people know why and how to use these products. After all, we are Health Education Corporation, right? That was the name of my company, like I stated. And to educate people that there wasn't a need to take hundreds of different supplements. And one of my marketing guys, actually, and I wish I could remember his name, but I had hired a married couple, so he and his wife, but he specifically had said, hey, check this out. And he showed me an acronym that he called PLAN. And I've been using the term PLAN for how you should take dietary supplements for my entire career since that, and I have to attribute it to one of my employees at the time. He stated, PLAN stands for P for purification, L for longevity, A for assimilation, and N for nutrition. And that when you take supplements, you should think about your health plan. And are you filling each one of those categorical needs in your life? Because those are the 4 main areas that you need help with supplements. Because everybody builds up toxins in their body. Everybody has longevity desires, right? They want cellular longevity and they want to live a good, long, healthy life. Everybody has assimilation issues. That's kind of what I've focused a good portion of my career on, is developing assimilation enhancing technologies like nano, like liposomes, like the BET technologies that we use in all of the LifeWise products, the bioavailability enhancing techniques. And everybody needs basic nutrition. So when I started taking supplements, I had to narrow it down to taking one of each of those 4 categories. And then it kind of morphed into like 5 categories because I needed something for my immune system. And so 5 or 6 products is what I tell everybody. Really, they only need to take 5 or 6 products. of all the major categories out there. And there literally are hundreds of different categories and hundreds of different products to choose from. So again, back in 1997, I stopped taking 17 or 18 different supplements and narrowed it down to just 5 or 6. And I'm going to share with you what those 5 or 6 are, and you'll slowly begin to realize why, for people like me who are in the dietary supplement industry, and by the way, who consume dietary supplements, which according to statistics is roughly 50%, almost 50% of our population in the United States, okay? So this applies to millions of people out there who are taking 6, 7, or 8 or 9 different products. And there's no need to do that anymore. But let's talk about the products that everybody needs. Let's start with, for example, the nutrition aspect of it. I was taking in 1996 just a regular multivitamin like everybody else. Now, it was one that I had formulated, but I didn't have quite the whole food fascination yet. That didn't start until 1998. I formulated my first whole food multi in 1998. And even then, I can't really call it a whole food because it was basically looking at Vegemite from Australia and looking at nutritional yeast from Europe. I formulated, I guess you could say, my first yeast-based vitamin, which yeast is a food and it's nutritious and it has lots of B vitamins, but it was my first food vitamin supplement in 1998. But in 1997, I was just taking a regular multivitamin. And 4 capsules of that every single day, because that's what it takes to get 100% of your daily allowance of all your nutritional needs. Now, the largest selling category in the vitamin mineral supplement in the dietary supplement world, 58% of all sales of dietary supplements are for multivitamins, you guys. I know there's people out there that say, hey, Tracy, will you formulate this for me? And will you formulate a hair product for me? And will you formulate this? But when we look at the products that we're choosing for LifeWise, you guys, it has to be duplicatable. It has to be something that everybody needs. Everybody doesn't need a thyroid product. Everybody doesn't need a female hormone product. And look, as we grow and get bigger, yeah, maybe we can add those products. But everybody does need a multivitamin. And according to what the market surveys say right now, 50% of Americans take dietary supplements, and 58% of those use a multivitamin or buy a multivitamin. And so getting a good whole food multivitamin is crucial, super crucial. And it's a key component of the one. Again, I'm going to wrap all this together into the one later, but imagine back me in 1997 taking 4 capsules of a multivitamin every day. Now, yes, I was the formulator of that product, and that product I was selling for $39 back in 1997. That same product would probably be selling for $69 or something today, but back in the 1990s, that's what I was selling it for. So that multivitamin was not costing me, but it would cost you, but somebody buying from me, $39. Now, let's look at the other categories. Let's look at assimilation enhancers. I was taking 2 different types of assimilation enhancers because I had a special need. I keep saying I have, but I haven't had it for like 25 years. But I had a dysfunctional colon. Peristalses did not perform normally in my body. And I learned that at an early age, 5 years old. I spent 3 days in the hospital when my colon stopped moving when I was 5 years old. And so my mom was very careful about what to feed me. In fact, for 1 whole month, I was on a diet of brown rice and bananas at 5 years old, just to get me enough fiber to force my colon to perform what's called peristalsis, or that automated movement from one end to the other of your GI tract. So I knew I had special dietary needs. And so as a formulator of products, one of my very first formulas was a enzyme product. And I started taking probiotics as well. And literally within a matter of days, I felt the difference. My bowel movements became regular. I know we shouldn't be talking about bowel movements on social media, but whatever, it does. And it's a good, healthy meter for if you are somewhat healthy, is bowel movements and the regularity of that. But within a short time, that became regular. And then within a period of months, I was completely healed of that issue. In fact, my hypoglycemia that I had been diagnosed with at age 21 completely went away. So my blood sugar levels and everything stabilized. My brain health became better. I literally felt like I became smarter when I started taking enzymes and probiotics. And we didn't know back then about the gut-brain connection and have all the studies that we have now. But either way, so I was taking my whole food multi, I was taking my probiotic, I was taking my digestive enzymes. I was also taking omega fatty acids because it was right about that time in 1997, 1998 that all the omega-3 studies started coming out. And so I added that to my product protocol. And then I came across an amazing study done on trace minerals. Now, my expertise at the time was enzymes, and I had discovered early on that enzymes are two categories, which I've talked about before. Your exogenous enzymes, which are from the foods you ingest on the outside, and then your endogenous enzymes, which are inside of your body that make all the systems in your body work. And maybe someday I'll redo my enzyme training, but I think it's on the YouTube channel if you haven't seen that yet. But endogenous enzymes, so enzymes from within your body, require over 78 different types of minerals to perform their functions. Again, an enzyme is like a light bulb, and the mineral is like electricity for that light bulb. A light bulb all by itself can't do anything until you plug it into an electrical circuit. And the trace minerals are those electrical circuits that make our endogenous enzymes work. So by taking trace minerals, and by the way, enzymes, endogenous enzymes, perform literally every function of your body. They help you see, they help you hear, they help you think, they help us reproduce, they help new cellular development. There are what's called redox pathways in your body that require specific minerals for those to communicate. Your hormones require trace minerals to communicate better. And it's all because they're just activating these endogenous enzymes, these enzymes that are within your body. We call them metabolic enzymes. I use the term endogenous and metabolic together, but most people, I guess, are familiar with what they call metabolic enzymes. They require trace minerals in order to work. And most of us are trace mineral deficient because our soils are depleted. And I've covered that topic many times before, so I don't need to keep repeating that. But I started taking a trace mineral supplement back in 1997. And again, it was like a light switch going off in your body. I felt more energized. I used to get a bout of strep throat like every November. It was either the end of October or November. Strep throat was like norm for me. It was like a hidden virus in my body that would go dormant, and then November, bam, would pop out and I'd get all swollen and it would hurt to swallow. That never came on. In fact, I can remember specifically, I started taking a trace mineral supplement in August after visiting the facility that mined the minerals that I use. Even today, the same minerals that are in this product, which we'll talk about later. And by October, November, I was waiting for that strep throat to happen. And I used to have my grandma's firewater formula that I would use that would still take 3 days for that to kick it out. But it never came. And then it never came the next year. And it never came. It's never come back. I don't even recall the last time I had strep throat. Why? I can feel it coming on sometimes. I get a little swollen lymph nodes. My throat gets a little bit of soreness. And then bam, I instantly double up on this product now. And I also take the Shield for that now. And it never comes on. I've never had an issue since I started taking trace minerals. And then late 90s, 1999, right around 2000, a cool company, and I'm going to say it is a cool company, even though it's a competitor now, but Juice Plus came out and they talked all about their super fruit and super veggie blends and all this stuff. And guess what? I started taking a super fruit and super veggie blend until I found out, you know, their manufacturing processes weren't really up to my par or my standards. And so I created my own. In 2002, I came out with my first superfruit and veggie blend that, you know, was a patented drying process that preserved all the nutrients and everything. And then I met a cool guy named Dave Sandoval. So Dave, I don't know if you ever hear my lives or not, but, you know, we're still friends, even though I haven't talked with him in more than 10 years. But we filed a couple of trademarks together, and he would buy my patented enzymes. I started buying his proprietary superfruit blends because they tested better than anybody's out there. And guess what? They are also what's found in this product today, because I'm still buying products from Dave's company. He's just a great guy and a great product. But this was my pattern. And for any health seeker out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. Taking 7 or 8 different products every single day because you know they're doing your body good. And what a pain in the butt it is to pop open the lids of 7 or 8 or 9 different products every day. And you know what? That list would have kept expanding for me probably as I come across new things. But finally, because of Rob, my partner, and because of what we're doing here at LifeWise, I was able to take all of these supplements that I take on a daily basis, and I was able to combine them into one. So again, let's go over these. A whole food multivitamin and mineral that gives me all of the macro minerals. So my calcium, magnesium, my phosphorus in the form of whole foods, all of my B vitamins, my vitamin A, my vitamin C, at more than 100% the daily supply. I mean, later on, I'll post the PDF file, but all of you guys, for partners out there, should have this in their back office. It's under the back office. You go to the tools section, you go to the marketing, I believe, and then you see the individual products. You'll click on the one, and then when you click on that, you'll see the one supplement facts panel, and it's right there. But look, we've got more than 100% of vitamin A, more than 100% of vitamin C, 100% of vitamin D, 100% of vitamin E, 158%, 154%, 150, 150, all more than 150% of all your B vitamins are in there, right? Biotin, zinc. Now, so that completely eliminated what normally back in the 90s was a $39 product, but today it's a $69, $70 product. If you go find a whole food multivitamin, you guys, that literally is food. That's not the like nutritional yeast that I used to buy and claim as whole food. And they are food. But let me just read you our whole food blend, all right? Red algae, not something you're going to go buy from the grocery store and just chomp down, you know, unless you're part fish or something. But red algae, sesbania, guava, Indian gooseberry, holy basil, rose hips. Rose hips is where we get the vitamin C source from. Bix aureliana, nutritional yeast. So there is still some nutritional yeast, but it's down at the bottom as far as the ingredient deck. And lemon peels. Now, there's also alfalfa leaf and barley grass and wheatgrass and chlorella and spirulina and all these other things in there that are great. But that blend of foods contain all of your nutritional needs in one easy-to-use packet right there. And even the capsules are green because they're made out of chlorophyll. It's not green food coloring or anything. This is actually a chlorophyll capsule, okay? So that alleviated one product that I had to buy every month. And again, if you were out there shopping, it'd cost you $69, $70 for a product like that. But then let's look at a 9-strain probiotic. You guys, if you go to your pharmacy and you, so again, we're looking at assimilation health right now, the PLAN, right? The assimilation aspect of the plan. Gut health entails a good probiotic and a really good systemic enzyme, an enzyme that works from your mouth all the way to the lower portions of your small intestine and into your bloodstream. That's what we call systemic enzymes, and they're very specific types of enzymes. They're not just digestive enzymes, but a good 9-strain probiotic at the dose that we have it at over 1 billion CFUs of activity would cost you easily $29 to $39 at any pharmacy. even Amazon.com. For a 9-strain probiotic, you're going to pay a lot of money. Now, you can go get a 1 or 2 strain or 3 strain, Acidophilus or just Bifidus or something. But, there's actually 12 strains of probiotics that live in your body. Your body can manufacture and produce a few of those naturally, which is why I chose a 9-strain, the ones that you kind of need to supplement with on a regular basis. So getting something like that is, again, $39 or so. A good systemic enzyme. Look, I'll tell you a brand out there. Go get Wobenzyme. Wobenzyme is a great systemic enzyme. I used to work for the company that sells Wobenzyme. I was working for that company when we acquired the German company that had the patents and everything to Wobenzyme. Wobenzyme at the time was like an $85, $89 product. Now, it is mass produced right now and the prices have dropped, but it's still in the $60 range. So for a good systemic enzyme, you're going to be paying $60 or more out there, all right? That's a brand that everybody's familiar with, because systemic enzymes not just help with digestion, they fight inflammation too, inflammation in the body. So I hope you're following me and adding all this up. We're now well over like $180, coming up on $200 for just those 4 products. But then you add a really good, pure, clean source of omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So a good, true whole salmon oil, or a good whole, we've done better than salmon. We do sea buckthorn oil, so it's a vegan source now. One of the only land-based plants out there that has a good supply of omega-3, omega-5, omega-6. Sea buckthorn oil is famous for the omega-7, which is great for women's hormonal health, men's hormonal health, all right? The omega-7 in sea buckthorn oil. To get a pure sea buckthorn oil, and I could tell you some brands, but I choose not to, you're going to pay $28 to $30 for a good sea buckthorn oil, okay? Especially one that's certified organic and has all the qualification standards, quality standards that ours has. It's going to cost you close to $30. Now, last but not least, let's go over these superfoods, the super fruits. I read some of those to you, but I'm just going to read these fruits again, all right? Pomegranate, acai. Guys, I'm seeing posts of acai all over social media right now. Even though you can go buy acai at Costco, it seems to be making a comeback. Guess what? We already have it. Yeah, the grass is not greener on the other side. We already got acai berry, all right? Acerola cherries. I already said acerola, I think, earlier on. Black currant. There is a company that has now reached almost the $20 million mark, and all they do is sell black currant berry juice. We already have it. We got it. It's in our product already. Blackberry, blueberry, cranberry, grape, goji, macaí. So macaí is a South American berry, typically from Peru. You can also get it from Bolivia and whatnot. We get ours from Peru. There's an entire network marketing direct sales company based on just that berry. It's that good of a story. Maybe one of these days I'll do a training just on the berries. How about that? And we have macaí berry. It's already in there. And then we have raspberry. That's just the super berry blend. I didn't even read to you like our super veggie blend, which is the alfalfa leaf, barley grass, wheatgrass, chlorella, spirulina, cabbage, broccoli, kale, parsley, sea kelp, dulse, dandelion leaf, all those nasty tasting greens. Some of them I actually love, but most people don't like the flavor of those really bitter greens. They're all in there. They're all in the one. Again, for a really good super fruit blend from the company that I mentioned earlier, it's like $39. And if you get their veggie blend, it's another $39. So there you go. There's $80 right there, almost $80, $78 just for super fruit and super veggie blend. That's already in here. So when you add all that up, guys, you're over $300. And let's not even talk to money right now. I've already talked to money before. I was one of those guys opening up and pouring out 8 or 9 different bottles every single day. And I did it. I loved it because I knew it was making me healthy. But oh, I don't know if you guys realize what you have. How convenient it is for me now to open up this one packet. In fact, my wife has done something really cool. She's got this nice little jar with the little flip top lid on it, and she keeps all these packets inside that jar. You look, we made a bag. Just keep the bag on your countertop. But my wife, she loves her kitchen, and she's got a very beautiful kitchen, and she has this very nice, pretty glass jar that we shove all of our one packets in, and it's right there for me by the spices and everything. So as I'm getting, you know, my salt and pepper for my eggs, I just have to reach over and pull out one of these from her nice little glass jar, open it up, dump it in my mouth, drink it down with some juice. No more opening up 6, 7, or 8 different bottles every single day. And the savings, again, I will talk price because, man, how can I get it to my listeners, to you guys out there? $99 for everything I just talked about. It's crazy. The enzymes alone, like I said, would cost you $70 to $80. The super fruit and super berry alone is $80. A whole food multi, $59 to $60 to $79, depending on the brand you buy. It's huge savings. And yet I've cringed when I've heard people complain about the price. And you know what? I get it. It's, you're new. Maybe you're new to the industry and you don't know what you're getting. And you've maybe never taken this much goodness in one packet before. But you know what? Yeah, this packet for $3.30 is a lifesaver for me. A time saver, a health and sickness saver. It's awesome for me. So I hope you guys can get and understand the benefit of this. Now, James, last month, I'm sorry, I printed it out in black and white, James, so it doesn't do you justice. But James last month kind of took the economy shopper and he made this little chart. And hopefully it's up in your back office. It should be. But it kind of shows you all the different things that are in the one. And honestly, James, this is like cheap end. Like I've never seen a whole food multivitamin for $49. Maybe they exist out there. And then a systemic enzyme. Now I've seen digestive enzymes for $24, like just the cheap enzymes that work in your gut. But for a systemic enzyme, they're over $49, $50 easily anywhere. So I think James was very reasonable in his pricing when he said that the low end would cost you $166 and the high end $388. I was probably more on this end because I like buying quality stuff. So I went from, with taxes, you know, you could go from spending $400 a month down to $99 a month and free shipping. It's an amazing deal. But I love this little worksheet that James created. I encourage all of you guys to share that worksheet and not just share it on social media. You guys fold it up and stick it in your neighbor's mailboxes. I don't know what you need to do to get the word out there, but let's get the word out there. So anyway, thank you for your time today. I hope you guys learned a little bit about the one and its importance and how literally it combines your plan, your health plan. You know, if you've got a financial plan to retire when you're 65 or whatever, I'm sorry, but our current administration has destroyed most 401ks out there. Everybody has a financial plan, I hope. If you've got a business, and you all do, if you're a partner in our company, you better have a business plan on how you're going to grow your business. But do you have a health plan? You need to plan for good health, and this is my health plan. I take one of these every day. This is my health plan. Okay? So thank you for joining me tonight. Create your health plan by taking the one by LifeWise, and I will see you guys next week in the lab. Oh, last announcement. If you have not registered or bought tickets for a regional, you need to do that. Okay? I got the numbers today, and Salt Lake is looking good. You know, we're over 30 people and everything registered for Salt Lake, and we still have more than 2 months before to go, which is not bad opening day numbers. However, we want to see triple that, and we know everybody's going to bring friends. And by the way, friends who are not partners or already enrolled are free. Okay, you don't have to buy a ticket. But guys, tickets are cheap to these events. I strongly encourage you to get to North Carolina, to get to Kansas City, to get to Salt Lake City. Pick one of those regionals and come. It'll be literally the first time the entire corporate team is together. That's how modern and cool of a company we are. We do a lot of our work based from home and digitally and whatnot, but we will all be there together, and we would love to shake your hands, give you hugs, rub shoulders, have food, all together, and learn and grow together with you. Learn how to do life wise, but please get registered for those regionals. I would love to see you guys in Salt Lake City if you can. And I'm sure Greg and Sylvia would love to see you in the Carolinas. And we've got great hosts at our Kansas City, CJ Kirby, Dan Lemunion. Who else is hosting it out there? But anyway, we've got some wonderful people who are going to be helping us at the regionals in Kansas City. And you guys, for $20 for a ticket to get a good straight 3.5, 4 hours, almost 5 hours of training from some industry leading experts, my gosh, what a bargain. I paid $500 to go see, well, I paid $2,000 for Zig Ziglar, but $500 for his name just slipped my mind. See, that's how important it was. I can't even remember whose motivational seminar I went to for $500 like 10 years ago. The guy with the big head, and can't remember his name right now. I don't mean big head like arrogant, although that matters, but I mean he's really got a huge head because of big brain, I guess. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to meeting you all at the regionals and seeing you all at the regionals. You guys have a good night and take your health plan. Take the one. Thanks for joining. Bye.